Alright, let's get real for a minute. Ever wondered why some men dive in with full enthusiasm when it comes to her pleasure, while others seem hesitant, like they're stepping onto a battlefield? What's really going on in a man's mind when he's in that vulnerable, intimate space? Is it fear, love, ego, or maybe something even deeper? Here's the thing, this isn't just about sex. It's about something far bigger, who we are as men at our core. The way we show up in these moments says a lot about how we see ourselves, our partner, and the connection we share. Stay with me here, because by the time we get to the end, you'll see this in a whole new light. And trust me, it might just change the way you view yourself and your relationships forever. 1. Pleasure in giving. You know, there's something special about finding joy in giving. Real confidence isn't about what you can get, it's about what you're willing to give. Some men discover a deep sense of strength when they focus on their partner's happiness, not because they're looking for something in return, but because the act of giving itself is enough. It's like creating a masterpiece. The reward isn't about recognition or ego, it's in the little moments. Her smile, the way her body relaxes, the trust in her eyes. That's the real prize. And here's the thing, Stoicism reminds us that desire isn't something to suppress or eliminate, but to master. So, what if the ultimate form of control isn't holding back, but giving freely? When you shift your focus to giving, you stop chasing validation. You become it. True confidence grows when you realize that the power isn't in taking, but in how much you can offer without expecting anything in return. 2. Emotional bond. Here's the unspoken truth most people overlook. Emotional intimacy. It's not just about the physical act, it's about vulnerability. It's about meeting her gaze, really seeing her, and knowing her so deeply that all the walls between you start to crumble. And yes, that kind of closeness can feel terrifying. Vulnerability always carries a hint of fear. But for a Stoic man, facing fear isn't optional. It's part of the path. It's a responsibility. Letting go of your ego, setting aside the armor you've built up, and fully embracing her, that's where real trust and connection are forged. True intimacy isn't found in perfection or control. It's born in those moments where you let yourself be seen and give her the space to do the same. That's when love becomes more than just a feeling. It becomes unshakable. 3. Curiosity is deadly. Coziness. Let's face it, some men's most daring activities are motivated by curiosity about her responses, tastes, and rhythm. It's art, not just something tangible. You must approach it as a scientist would. Pay attention, make adjustments, and observe. Her every action is a hint. She receives response with each breath. You are there to learn, to connect, to find. And when you do, that's when the power flip happens. You are not there to speed the process. Oral sex is when things become steamy. For some, it's a power play. It's about submitting to her, letting her take charge, and declaring, "This is your moment." That requires a great deal of bravery. Others view it as a matter of mastery, understanding that you possess the ability to push her to the brink and back like. It's a dance between vulnerability and strength, and when done with respect, it's like leading a symphony. Getting over your insecurities. This one weighs a lot. Most men enter the bedroom with baggage. Am I doing it correctly? Is she fond of it? Is this sufficient? Society fails us by training us to be flawless rather than to be present. It's a trap to strive for perfection. She wants you to be genuine and present, not to have perfect technique. Stoicism serves as a reminder to concentrate on what you can demonstrate rather than on circumstances beyond your control. The difference is made with attention, effort, and an open mind. Chains are the 6 taboos. Once more, let's get raw. Why does oral sex continue to frighten men? Due to stigma and antiquated notions of control, domination, or humiliation. Real intimacy is about accepting and appreciating all aspects of your partner, physically, emotionally, and yes, sexually. It doesn't worry about taboo. Rejecting these stigmas not only liberates you, but it also demonstrates to her that she is completely accepted. Power is that. 7. Converse or stroll. This is the real conversation about underappreciated hack communication. You've already lost if you can't talk honestly about her needs, wants, and feelings. Observe her body language, probe, and try new things together. Exploration is what intimacy is all about, not checking boxes. The giver's high, or enchantment, is what remains after the pressure subsides when you're forthright and honest. For those who truly give without expecting anything in return, this is for you. Today, we simply refer to it as love, but the Stoics called it virtue. When you give her your whole attention and her happiness becomes your goal, it's not only does she gain that connection, but it also improves your relationships. Thrive when they are based on trust and caring rather than ego or games. The warrior's weakness is an added advantage. Most men won't acknowledge this, yet being vulnerable makes you stronger. Being in control is what Stoicism is all about. And guess what? The courage most men shy away from is letting your defenses down and concentrating solely on her wants. That's true control. Second bonus concept, the silent revolution. This is about change in a world where males are dominated, not about sex. Instructed to exercise dominance and control at all times, and that giving is rebellion that you are rewriting. You're implying that I respect her and don't follow social norms. I spot her. Bonus 3. The conflict between vulnerability and ego in men. Let's face it, every male has an unseen tug of war within himself during intimate moments. On the one hand, society has instilled in us the notion that we should be the one with strength, the provider, the guardian, and the vulnerability that should be a weakness. Yet, when you're genuinely linked, being vulnerable with someone is what makes the relationship stronger. For some guys, oral sex is a symbol of that vulnerability. It's about removing the mask that society makes us wear, not about surrendering power. Saying, I see you all, and I'm here for it, is the goal. It's unvarnished, unadulterated, and incredibly human. A step away from ego and toward a shared connection where nothing is held back. The act itself turns into a symbolic gesture. The catch is that guys who accept this vulnerability frequently feel stronger afterward. They understand that. Having the guts to tear down barriers is what true masculinity is all about. Bonus: 4 reasons why men are held back by their dread of being judged. Okay, the elephant in the room needs to be addressed. Many men shy away from behaviors like oral sex because they fear criticism from their partner, their inner critic, or society's distorted ideals of masculinity. Feelings such as, what if I'm not that good? Or what if she's comparing me to someone else in private? Can infiltrate, turning intimacy into a battleground for fears. But here's the real deal. They are afraid of themselves, not of their relationship. It stems from a deep-seated, almost primordial fear of falling short. The notion that men must perform, excel, and dominate, that anything less is failure, is ingrained in them all the time. However, most men are unaware that women desire honesty rather than perfection. Nothing is more sexy than the bonus 5, the moment a man stops trying to prove himself and instead begins to be present, listen, learn, and engage. At that point, he stops fearing criticism and begins to develop trust. Unspoken confidence is hidden power. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most confident, which is a truth that most people don't share. Relationships are no exception. Quiet assurance. The type of man who is magnetic without having to brag, prove, or perform. When it comes to intimacy, it is what gives a partner a sense of security, worth, and closeness. "I'm here, totally present, and I've got you," says the quiet confidence. It's about demonstrating, not about using sophisticated methods or attempting to check off every item on some fictitious checklist. Rising with purpose, focusing on the details, and allowing deeds to speak louder than words. Being at ease in the face of uncertainty is another aspect of silent confidence. It's acceptable that not every moment will go as planned. The most important thing is the readiness to show up, grow, and learn from one another. Once you do, you'll discover a level of intimacy that transcends the physical and turns into something sacred and unbreakable. Final thoughts. Be the man who dares. At the end of the day, real relationships aren't built on flashy gestures or perfect moments. They're built on the little things, those small, consistent acts of care, curiosity, and vulnerability that show your partner they truly matter. Be the man who dares to step outside his comfort zone. Be the man who values connection over ego, who chooses love over fear. True intimacy comes from the courage to be real, to open up, and to embrace both your partner and yourself fully. If you're ready to dive deeper, not just into your relationships, but into your own growth, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below, share your story, or tell me what resonated with you. Let's start a conversation that challenges outdated ideas and celebrates authentic connection. Real strength isn't about holding back. It's about showing up. It's about loving boldly and without fear. Let's break the cycle and redefine what it means to truly care for the people we love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.